What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to do another review on some tunes. So let's show the E46 some love and dive into this. Now obviously I'm going to show you guys my own tune, but I also want to try out your guys' wheel tunes. So we're just going to randomly save this, put this up on the storefront. Just look for Moose Tune YouTube channel on the workshop. You'll see it there. It has the V8. But yeah, when we try your guys' tune, I'm gonna just pick 3 random wheel tunes, try them out all on the same track under the same conditions and see how they feel. So yeah, down here, like I said, you can find my tune, and you can go ahead, jump to the filters and pick steering wheel, and that way we can pick out some tunes. So we got this G920 900 degree. Just grab this low power wheel, and let's see, low horsepower. Yeah, love a little low horsepower build, so let's grab that as well. And yeah, let's go ahead, try the G920 900 degree first and try it out. So first impressions off the rip, the force feedback feel is pretty light. The fitment is right on, so they're probably using the same body kit that I was using. Steering inputs don't feel bad. Just like I said though, the force feedback is extremely light, so it's causing the car to like understeer a lot. I don't know, like, obviously how to drive this person's tune, so I'm just going to try it to the best of my ability. You know, give it a lot more throttle off the rip, just so I could keep propelling the car forward. But I'm kind of fighting this understeering effect, especially in those little bumps and stuff like that. I feel like the car's just lacking the front end grip that it needs. Now, most of my tunes are understeer biased, but this is a little bit more on the excessive side. You can see I'm trying to keep the front wheels as smooth as possible, doing a little bit of juggling. Overall, it's not bad. Damn, there was a little bit of a little pause there. Sometimes the online lobbies just do some weird stuff like that. But yeah, overall, this isn't too bad. Like I said, it's just very light. I think it's cool that they use the 2J swap. Overall, I'll probably give this car like a 6 out of 10. Surprisingly, it wasn't too difficult to drive. Just the understeer effects was a little excessive, but it should be a good base to start a tune with. So yeah, it's not too bad. Let's go ahead and move over to this low power wheel setup, and you can see how much different it is on the stats right there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. This should feel really, really good. I really like the BMWs in this game with the low power. Once you start pushing over like 500 or 600, the car begins to get a bit twitchy. So just keep that in mind, but that was definitely a good base for a beginner tune there. And just tweak up the front suspension some, and you should be good. So let's go ahead and try this second tune out. We are on St. Petersburg, and yeah, totally forgot that we were on East Tokay, but it's all good. Same difference. Pretty much a flat level track, just like East Tokay. There's not too many like crazy bumps on there, so the surface changes on here will probably replicate pretty much the same thing. So right off the bat, this feels like the complete opposite of the last tune. The throttle response feels really, really good, but the force feedback is extremely heavy. Not necessarily a bad thing. It helps keep the wheel, you know, pretty smooth in the front with your inputs. Just you have to be aware that it could snap back on you. But off the rip, I already feel pretty comfortable, and I have a good idea of how this car is going to react in corners. Don't want to push the angle too much off the rip until I get more comfortable with it, but it is very predictable, very smooth. I'm loving the power band on it. It has it's a little bit more than what I would call a low horsepower build, just in the feel of the throttle response. This thing is ripping. I'm really enjoying this a lot. So big shout out to this, the creator of this tune. Damn, I just hit that guy. My bad, bro. But you know, yeah, shout out to this guy. This tune does feel really good, and maybe, you know, he just has his force feedback turned down pretty low, so he has to use more like cast or something like that to equate to more stereo response. But yeah, overall not a bad tune. Really enjoyed this. Not to say anything bad on the last one, but by far this one is a way better tune. So I would probably give this a solid 7.5 out of 10. I do really enjoy it though. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. So off the back, I can definitely tell this is way more low powered as we're running out the gears here. I do not mind the long gear ratios. Helps keep the throttle response very smooth and accurate. Wow, this feels really good. Ooh, almost hit that guy right there. But yeah, I will say the offset is more towards factory, so if you get this, go ahead and put on a stock body kit. But like I said, I do not mind the power. And let's see if I can replicate the line from the last tune on here on the St. Petersburg map. And so far, I just love that I can keep this thing planted in third and just rev it out. It makes the throttle response so much more predictable than the other two tunes. I feel like this car doesn't have as much angle as the last one, but it's still as predictable, and if not, even more. So I highly suggest this tune, especially if you're just starting out. Helps keep you from shifting and using like the handbrake and stuff like that. This is all throttle response. You might need to use a handbrake here and there, but you can also left foot brake it. And as you can see here, I'm just switching up the cameras. Like, this thing is so predictable. I'm actually incredibly impressed with this. Look at that. I've never done a reverse 360 entry on a wheel before. So if anything, this tune speaks volumes. I am really stoked about this one. Damn. Like, I don't know what else to say. This tune freaking rips. I would give this, honestly, a really high score. Like, let's go with a 9. I will say, let's go with a 9. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this one. To do a little recap of these tunes, the low horsepower Gruz tune is my #1 pick here. The G920 will be the 3rd place, and the low power wheel tune will be the 2nd place. All these things ripped. Just taking to consideration what I said about the tunes, the G920 was a little light in the force feedback. The low power wheel was a little heavy, but the low horsepower Gruz, that tune was really dialed, and I highly suggest that tune for anyone who's new to a wheel to go ahead, give that one a shot and see how you like it. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into my wheel tune for the E46. So as you can see right off the rip, we got the big old lumpy V8 in this thing, and I made it so the car feels like it's almost on 90s when you're in 3rd gear, and a little bit more gripped up in 4th. I personally love the throttle response of this build and the steering feel. Very predictable. This car is really based on your throttle input, so it makes it really predictable on where's the car headed and how it's going to grip up. And as you can see, we got some cars in front of us here, so I'm going to cut these corners a little bit, see if I could catch up to the pack and see if we could grab some doors with these guys with my tune. Yeah guys, if you ever need help with a tune, just let me know in the comments, and I can see if I could throw a video together for you guys, or just you know, try your tune out as well. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to try one of your tunes. And obviously I thought they were gonna go back and loop that section again, but they stopped and then decided to turn around. So I don't know what's up with that. But let's see if we could go ahead and grab some doors. Ended up going back to the starting line and just jumping in a whole new drift train here. And this guy with this gold S13, he is shredding. He's on controller, but man, his build is like, seems like a nice little low power build as well, like just on the limiter and like second or third. But our cars are matching up pretty identically on the power and angle and how we're driving. I feel like I have a little bit more grip, so using some left foot braking here to, you know, put my car in a position to be in the pocket with his, and we are freaking getting some seriously good doors here, which is pretty hard to find these days with like random lobbies, you know, just trying to find someone who's like good. And I think I hit the jackpot here with his little gold S13. Left foot braking is such an important deal when it comes to being on a wheel. It really helps to keep that proximity and allows you to like be right there on that door and have full control of your vehicle at an angle. That way you're not losing too much speed by checking up on the handbrake. So I'm a heavy handbrake user. I proudly admit that, but I will say left foot braking helps a ton. Also, quick tip here, guys, if you want to do that H7r roof cam, these are my settings here. I'm doing this because if we can get tandems like this, man, showing the hood of the car, should be able to get right up on his door and stay there. So let's see if we can put this to work. The only bad thing about using this camera is that the screen is kind of dark, but for you guys, gonna brighten up the screen here and see if it looks any better. That should be much better for you guys to see. And as you can see here with the cars, we are really close on proximity. This car seems to be a little bit faster coming out of the corners, but through the corners I can catch back up. Oop, little love tap there on the bumper. So we are really evenly matched here, and big shout out to this dude, man. He's really throwing down some super clean lead runs, and makes it really easy for me to get here in the chase. I will say I think my chasing skills are really up there. As you can see here, we're just sliding perfectly. It's like we're holding hands through the corner right there. What else can I say? Really enjoying this. It's hard to find good people to drive with, like I mentioned earlier, and you know, this is why I love CarX. Once you can find that person to drive with, it changes the whole experience of the game, and it really pushes you to become a better, more efficient driver and being persistent in your runs. And like I said, shout out to the homie. And oh man, we just obliterated that train there. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed this video and those 3 tunes. Shout out to the low horsepower gruz tune. Like I said, that was my pick for this whole video. And if you guys want to try out my V8 swap E46, I showed you guys the link a little bit earlier. Just look for the Moose tune. And with that, guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.